please? Is that too loud, Chuck?
Very few.
Okay. For the folks in the back room back there, can you all hear me? Tim, Renee, Gibby, Sheila, what are you doing back here? She's embarrassed. She don't want to sit with me. It's not my first time. So, thank you all for coming out this evening. Wasn't quite sure if we were actually going to be able to make it today or not, because we were awakened by the sounds of an intruder in the house this morning. Sheila started elbowing me in the ribs, waking me up, which is totally out of character because it's normally her incessant snoring that wakes me up. She said, "Can you go out there and check that? See what that is?" So I get up out of bed, wobble out of the bedroom, into the living room, the new living room. Most of you know we added on to the house this year. So we've got a large-sized living room. And it's full of Christmas trees. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, we've got no fewer than 5 Christmas trees in our new living room. So we add on all this space, and she wants to create a forest inside. So I make my way through the Christmas trees into the old living room, and I tripped over that gosh dang exercise bike. You know, the one that's got about a mile and a half on it.
Exercise bike.
Boy, you're getting in pretty deep.
I said, "Sheila, there's someone in our house searching for valuables." And no response. I'm like, "Sheila, there's someone in our house searching for valuables." Well, she'd done fallen back asleep. So I'm like, "Sheila, someone in there searching for valuables." And she hollers back, "Well, you come on back to bed, I'll get up and help him look." Because if you got anything at all of value in here, I'll believe that when I see it. So I go back, lay back down, and 45 minutes later, they still weren't able to come up with anything, so we sent them on over to the neighbors. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Pioneer Power and on behalf of Tippwa Antique Tractor and Engine Club, thank you very much for coming out this evening. We appreciate it. We want tonight to be a time of joy for everyone, because I got to tell you, last year after our Christmas party, 5 short days after our Christmas party, we lost one of our members, Jerry Roller. And speaking to his family afterwards, they told me what a joy it was for Jerry to have been here visiting and hanging out with friends, and he got to see a lot of folks that he hadn't seen for a long time. So I encourage you tonight to look across the table. Look across the room tonight, because unfortunately, life has no guarantees. You know, tractor people are the greatest people in the world, and they have no hidden agendas, and what you see is what you get. So take this time to reminisce, take this time to visit, and take this time this evening to maybe make a couple new friends tonight, because we've got folks from both clubs in attendance tonight. In addition to Jerry, I'm compelled to mention some of the other folks that we've unfortunately lost throughout the course of the year. Blaine Brubaker, Janet Braden, Dwayne Davis, John Pattison, Myron Lee Johnson, Suzanne Stevens, Matt Snyder, Joe Warner, Jim Unger, and Mark Redding. So let's take a moment and pause for a moment of silence. Gil, where's Gil at? Gil, can you come up here for just a minute, please? Gil, come here and give me a hand, if you would. It's not going to be that easy. No, because I know you can walk upright now. As most of you know, in the last Tractor Club newsletter, we had an opinion poll. And that opinion poll was, who looked better on the 1913 Case steam engine? Gil or 2022 Cass County 4-H Fair Queen McKenna? And this was a pretty scientific poll, it really was. So I've got to tell you, Gil, you were runner-up. But hang on. With runner-up, we felt that deserved a prize. Open that up right here. Tear that open. You don't have to save the paper. No, that's good.
The new
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the last known copy that we have of the Standards catalog, okay? So as
I think we all got four.
We somehow end up with like one of the first batches of these hot off the press from the Steiner's folks, and they ship them to us early in the springtime, and we always have them available at our antique tractor drive. And guys are clamoring for these things, all right? They can't get them quick enough. They're a hot commodity, kind of like this Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. So guys are loving this. And then we hand these catalogs out at our monthly Tractor Club meetings, okay? And the guys are always, oh yeah, I gotta have that new catalog. And then in August, they're available at Pioneer Power Show. They're handed out over there. And then back at September at our show in Walton, we hand out more catalogs. So come about October, they're a little tougher to get rid of because everybody's got one. In November, at November's meeting, I might as well not even bring any to the meeting because the guys are holding out for the 2023 edition. Anytime I go to approach somebody with a new catalog, they're like, "Oh no, Dean, I'm good. I got 2 or 3 on my workbench in my shop, and one of them's inside the kitchen underneath the leg balancing out the table." So, Gil, I just thought that you might like to have our last Steiner catalog. You're welcome. Now, go ahead and open that up and show them the beautiful color pictures inside that catalog, Gil. In case anyone is unfamiliar with these Steiner catalogs. So, folks, that's a picture of Gil, the master engineer, doing what he loves to do at the helm of his steam engine this past September. And I want to personally thank him for having his engine at our show and putting on a wonderful display. And I want to thank Joe and his board of directors for making that happen. I want to thank Danny back in the back room for hauling Gil's engine and bringing his separator. I want to thank Theo and Wyatt for pitching bundles. I want to thank the Weaver family for bailing us the straw mess when it was all done. There's many more people that could be thanked tonight, but I know you all are going to want to get to eating. But you know, it was a great time, and you know, just a good time had by all. Be careful of that, because it took me like 6 days to carve those pages out. And so the other thing I wanted to do is since we're on the topic of the Steiner folks here, they were kind enough to give us a bunch of calendars. So if you could take a minute and hold all those calendars up, I would like to take a picture of everybody in the room. And yeah, so if anybody needs another one, we've got some left. And with that, I think I need to bring Joe up to see if he has anything he'd like to add. And then we'll bring Jim Dragstrom up, and he'll give a prayer for us this evening so that we can get on to doing what we do best, and that's eat. So Joe, if you don't mind coming up.